Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. As you can see, my office space has changed. I'm outside on a walk in this tiny forest next to a field right there. I'm enjoying the last remaining beautiful weathers we will have by the end of this year. So I'm taking full advantage of the sun and warmth. Well, it's actually not that warm. I've had to layer up to go outside. But anyway, I wanted to record a video and talk a little bit about the network engineer role and what that means. Obviously, this discussion is based on my own experience and my thoughts. If you have, or if you would like to share your own thoughts and experience, feel free to do so in the comments. So what does it mean to be a network engineer? What kind of daily tasks do we have? Actually, before I answer that from my perspective, let me know in the comments what you think the network engineer role entails. So now, if you studied networking at the university like I did in the Cisco Network Academy courses, a lot of it was focused on like learning the theory and configuring devices and so on. And obviously, back then I was still a student and that's to be expected. But I think originally I had this thought that as a network engineer I would do a lot of configuration. Like basically my day-to-day job would be just logging on the different devices and either configuring something or finding something to improve or whatever. And that is certainly a part of the job, but it's not the biggest part at all. Now actually what I do now from day to day is I'm involved in these customer projects, all kinds of different projects, and maybe I'll try to share some of them with you in another video. I don't know how much I'm allowed to share, so that's why I don't want to discuss any of that in much detail at this point. But perhaps I can come up with a fake scenario which is inspired by a real project that I've worked on. So anyway, my day-to-day tasks mainly involve understanding the business requirements and what we're trying to accomplish from a business perspective. So that is always the driving force. Let me see if I can come up with some example. So let's say the customer wants to move a server to the cloud. So understanding what that means from the network perspective is my main job right now. So it's a lot of planning and designing how to implement this. So what does it mean when you move a server from a certain subnet, a certain VLAN to the cloud, and how you can now route traffic to that server and how you secure that server and so on. So it's not like going onto every device and just start typing things. But it's more just spending a lot of time on planning and designing, and the configuration is the final part to enable that project. So yeah, you can see how it's different. And also this is something that I've realized in my CCIE studies as well. When you look at the tasks that you have to configure or what you have to implement in the lab exam, a lot of it doesn't tell you directly what you need to configure, but you need to figure that out from the requirements. I don't know if I can come up with an example here. Let's say something like configuring a port channel. So it will not tell you that directly, like configure a port channel using LACP. It'll tell you something like enable maximum bandwidth using an industry standard protocol or something like that. So as another example, the requirements could say something like make sure that the port is shut down if another switch is connected to it. And then that means that you would need to configure PBDU guard. So as soon as a PBDU is received, the port will be put into the error disabled state, which effectively means that it's shut down. So I feel like the network engineer role is a lot about being an interpreter or like translator to understand how the business requirements align with the technical implementation. I think this is the main point in the CCDE exam, and I wish that we would have more of that in other certifications as well. And that actually might be the case, because in the CCIE lab exam now there's a design section. So I don't know. I hope to share a bit more about that once I take the CCIE lab exam. Hopefully I can record another video for you. But anyway, those were just my quick thoughts on the network engineer role. Nothing too special. Again, I would like to share more about my projects and introduce like a scenario and how we solved it. If I can do so, I need to ask my manager, and again, it might have to be a fake scenario with maybe some inspiration from the client project. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching the video, and enjoy your day. I'll see you next time.